lot of work, and their advisor has done a lot of work. Reed, done.
What? I think we have, and then I'll take this. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Drew Plants. I'm a sophomore at Chesapeake High School.
Hello, my name is Erin Hicks, and I'm a sophomore at Chesapeake High School.
Hello, my name is Miley Hall, and I'm a sophomore at Chesapeake High School.
Hello, my name is Avon Booker, and I'm a sophomore at Chesapeake High School.
First, I want to make sure that everybody has one of these bags. If you don't, I'll bring one to you. Does anybody not have one? So these bags that we gave you, they represent the needs of Appalachian students, and we're going to go through each bag and what they represent at the end of the presentation.
So today we're going to be talking about our Ohio State Research Collaborative and about what YPAR is. Each of your tables, there should be a little pamphlet, kind of giving you a little bit of background on what YPAR is.
So YPAR stands for Youth Participatory Action Research, and the goal of YPAR is to educate students on how to conduct research that can be used to improve their schools and communities. Typically, our collaborative that we're doing includes schools from Central and Northern Ohio, but this year we got to be a pilot school from Southeastern Ohio. So far, we've learned research skills and even conducted our own research project. To do this, we identified a problem, we conducted a survey with the student body, we analyzed our data, and we are now in the process of creating change.
Many speakers have spoke to us at Ohio State, and one that truly inspired us was Erin Gruhl. She inspired the 2007 film Freedom Riders. She did her Step to the Line activity with us, and we're going to do that same activity with you today. Whenever we ask you the questions, please stand up if it applies to you, and stay standing until the next question. If the next question does not apply to you, please sit down.
Stand if you went to a public school as a student.
Stand if you were in sports or were in the band.
Stand if you were an honor roll student.
Not getting us on that one.
Stand if you ever made a failing grade as a student.
Stand if you have ever been in a fight.
Stand if you have ever worked with a student who had a learning disability.
Stand if you've ever worked with a student who was affected by homelessness.
Stand if you have ever had to help a student with extra food who went home to no food.
Stand if you have ever lost a current or former student to a tragic accident.
Stand if you ever lost a current or former student to the opioid epidemic.
Stand if you have ever lost a family member or friend to the opioid epidemic. You all can sit down now. So this activity is something that we got to do as a part of the collaborative, and it really inspired us and touched us, and it showed us that we are all more alike than we are different, which is why we wanted to take you guys through it today.
The title of our presentation was Improving Our School Environment. A school's success is critically related to a school's climate. It can improve attendance, achievement, retention, and graduation rate.
Research questions. How can we improve our school environment to ensure all students feel a safe connection to our school?
So we chose this topic because we noticed a lack of participation in sports, clubs, and school activities. We also noticed a lack of school spirit and a lack of involvement in school, community, and volunteer opportunities.
How did we conduct research? We read scholarly articles on school climate, we chose questions from credible sources, and from those questions we surveyed staff and students. We used both quantitative and qualitative data to determine the needs of our school.
Why is our study important? To identify student and staff needs, to help develop school goals and priorities, to identify problem areas, and to find ways to positive ways to improve our school.
Surveys and data. Number of survey. Freshmen 81, sophomores 57, juniors 29, seniors 21, and staff 24. We took our surveys and data from mainly sophomores and freshmen because they had the most numbers. All of our surveys, questions, responses were strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree.
So for our quantitative data, one of our questions was, I am happy at this school. We had 72% answer that they are happy, so they answered that they either strongly agree or agree that they are happy at this school. But we wanted to focus on the fact that 28% said they are not happy, which we felt was a large percentage of our students.
Another question we chose is at school I have the chance to decide class activities and rules. 35.6% of our students said they feel like they have no say or choice in our activities. We believe this is why so many of our students do not participate, because they feel like they don't get to decide what we do.
Another quantitative data question that we had was, I regularly participate in activities offered through our school, such as clubs, bands, or sports teams. While 62.7% did attend extracurriculars, there was 37.3% that did not attend.
Qualitative data through 9th and 10th grade. If you could identify one way to improve our school, what would it be? Many students chose cleaner and fixed bathrooms, bullying and mental health, need for more pep rallies, and need for more clubs and classes.
So for our qualitative data, one of our questions was, if you could identify one problem at this school, what would it be? So all of the answers were anonymous, so we got some pretty brutally honest answers, and we're going to go through some of those now. So we had a 9th grade student say, they need to clean the bathrooms because it is disgusting and gross. A 10th grade student said, the bathrooms are dirty, and another 10th grade student said, bullying in the bathroom gets vandalized every day. Our other qualitative data question was, if you could identify one way our school could offer more participation, what would it be? We had an anonymous 9th grade student say, more group activities that everyone can participate in, not just athletic kids, such as pep rallies. We had a 10th grade student say, we need more pep rallies and student-themed sections of our choice, and another 10th grade student said, we need more academic classes and clubs at this school.
The next graph we're going to show is a trend graph. So this amount of kids are unhappy at our school. The next bar shows how many kids believe they have no say in activities or rules. And we believe this is why there is such a high number on the amount of kids that do not regularly attend or participate, and that's the last bar.
Common identified school improvement areas. The student and staff all listed the following needs. They need more fun activities such as pep rallies and school spirit activities for all people. They need more academic classes and clubs, clean bathrooms, and they also need mental health services to help with goals.
Possible solutions. Have an end of the year celebration rally to celebrate accomplishments for all sports and clubs. Hold at least one pep rally for all sports. Allow students in free to all home ball games. Have an anonymous tip line where students can report bullying. Make clean bathrooms a priority. Allow students to choose spirits activities. Hire more janitors and counselors. have an 8th grade day where we bring over 8th grade to show clubs and classes.
So what we've completed so far, as a group, we planned an event for March 1st, which is Ohio's birthday, and we encouraged our students and staff to wear their favorite Ohio shirt. We had a lot of participation for this, and as an incentive, we said that the first 50 students to go to our advisor, Miss McClung's room, with their Ohio shirt on, got a piece of cake. And it was overall a success. We just wanted a simple way to unify and connect our school, which is what it did.
Another thing we have completed is speaking to the Finance Subcommittee on Primary and Secondary Education. We spoke on the Fair School Funding Plan, and each of us had a topic. We spoke about the need for equal opportunities in sports, clubs, meals, and academic classes. This was a huge opportunity for us, and it truly made a huge impact, and we hope that it continues to make an impact for other rural schools like ours.
So our next steps is present data to faculty, staff, and administration, and present data to the school board, which we did earlier this week. Try to implement at least one possible solution before May, and possibly have a student celebration of accomplishments or a pep rally, and to develop a plan to implement change to our 2023-2024 school year.
This is Denny Isaacson, State Representative.
Now we're going to go through the bags that we gave you at the beginning of the presentation. So one thing you'll see in your bag is a sticker with some type of academic phrase on it. And this represents the need for more classes and more academic opportunities for Appalachian students.
This is the next item in your bag, and it represents the need for students to have more pep rallies and fun activities.
This is the next item in your bag. It is a stone heart to represent the mental health of our students and the support of bullying.
This is an alcohol wipe. This means a cleaner school building and bathrooms.
Did you present these in Columbus? Did you present these bags in Columbus?
No, sir.
No, sir.
That's okay. That's great. Well done.
We're now going to show you a recap video that Representative Dunny Isaacson posted about our testimonies that we spoke to the House when we spoke to the House Finance Subcommittee.
Before we show you that, I would like to tell you that we did present this to our school board, and for the wipes representing the cleanliness of our school. After we presented to them, they actually hired 3 new janitors for each of our schools. So. Now we'll show the video.
From District 24 in Cincinnati, and I serve as the ranking member on the House Finance Subcommittee for Primary and Secondary Education, and it is budget season here in Ohio, so we spent the last 2 months meeting as a subcommittee, hearing testimony about what our education priorities should be, and now we're heading into the budget amendment and drafting process here in the House, really trying to set the state's budget when it comes to education for the next 2 years. So I wanted to share what I thought were some of the most powerful testimonies we heard from students, administrators, counselors last week in our last public testimony hearing, because they shed light on 2 of the things that I think are most important for us to keep in mind. One, that we have to fully and fairly fund our public schools if we want to invest in the future that I think we all want. And 2, that the issues facing so many of our rural schools are similar to the ones faced in urban districts like the one I represent. But you don't need to take it from me. You can take it directly from the folks in Chesapeake, Ohio, right on the border with West Virginia, about the issues they're facing and what opportunity means for them. And if we can bridge this divide between rural and urban areas, there's no stopping what we can do.
Most of our students do not come from families with great resources, so things other schools take for granted, like buying lunches or field trips, purchasing athletic gear, become real barriers for students in Chesapeake.
Appalachian students need the same opportunities afforded to those students in affluent communities.
I'm the acting curriculum and instruction coordinator, special education director, 504 coordinator, federal funds coordinator, gifted coordinator, preschool director, homeless and foster care liaison, district test coordinator, EMIS reporter, 21st century grant program administrator, high school varsity volleyball coach, and I oversee the Chesapeake Buddy Basketball and Chesapeake Youth Volleyball programs. I also have a few more responsibilities.
So those are some of the adults who came to testify from Chesapeake. But when I went down there a few weeks ago to visit and tour the school, I had lunch with 4 incredible sophomore leaders who I wanted to make sure to invite to testify as well. So here are some of their words about their district, what their classmates are facing, and what they hope for the future.
We have students, especially in elementary and middle school, who have never eaten a meal in a sit-down restaurant. They have never visited a zoo, COSI, a play, or concert. We have students who have never been to a mall, a public park, let alone a museum or landmark. Many have not seen an ocean, skyscraper, or airport. If our schools do not have the funds they need for the basics, they cannot possibly help provide these opportunities.
Several things stand out for me every year when we pass something. The first was when a classmate and their family forced them to get food. The second is the line of cars that starts at 6 a.m. stretches about a half a mile all day long.
We raise money through donations, car washes, spaghetti dinners, and running sales for basic equipment and uniforms. We don't have the extras. We work with what we have.
We have the same goals and ambitions as students throughout the state of Ohio, but we are held back because we do not receive the same opportunities. We just want to be brought up to a level playing field and be given a fair chance to succeed.
Without fair school funding, we will not be able to provide before and after school opportunities such as going on field trips. Fair school funding would allow our students to at least have some of the opportunities other students in Ohio are allowed.
Our students are just as brave, as smart, as innovative, as loyal, as committed, as talented as other students in the state of Ohio. They just don't have the resources that they need.
All right, to my mind, this has been some of the most powerful testimony we have heard. You all made us better at our jobs because of your experiences and your insights and your ideas. So thank you for serving students all over the state by spending your entire day here with us and sharing some of your wisdom. With the last word from the folks at Chesapeake, I want to share this question that the principal posed to our committee and to the legislature as a whole.
How can people deem what educational opportunities are fair for one group, but not the other? Education is a blessing. How people choose to use it is solely up to them. But that does not mean they should be cheated by the lack of opportunity.
And of course, I didn't just invite students from Chesapeake to testify, but we had one of the students from the Student Advisory Council that I've been meeting with on the weekends for the last couple of months come provide incredible testimony on behalf of his fellow students. And I'm going to give him the last word for this post.
So a smaller share of funding relative to our needs affects the quality of our education and overall development of students. I promise you, there's no better investment that you can make in Ohio than investing in students like us.
Thank you for listening. Do you guys have any questions?
And I know we're over our time, but I think this is working. I really do. So if you have questions for the guys.
I don't have a question, but I just have a statement, something to tell you. My school has benefited incredibly from the Fair School Funding Program. Without getting technical, it's been tremendous. And we had concerns this year that we wouldn't benefit as much because of the inputs were going to be at the 2018 level, how they determined the base cost would be. It was just going to be a big difference in money. And I read about you guys testifying, and I've known your superintendent for a long time. I know he's a good man. I'm thankful for you doing that because you had an impact. I mean, and I think the impact doesn't end there because now that bill goes to the Senate, and who knows what happens over there. But you made an impact for my district, and you don't even know me or any of my kids. I appreciate you, all of you.
Thank you so much.
I can't pass this one up. You said everything we do as superintendents and principals, it's about teaching. This is beyond a teachable moment, right here, right now, okay? And it's hugely powerful when you have a voice and you use it. I'm talking to every superintendent in the room, okay? So, just listen. at the end of the day, they use data to share information to people that make decisions about what happens to you and them and everybody in these communities that run along this river. They use their voice to share solutions, and they presented solutions. They used their voice to inform the senators and state reps. They went to Columbus. Just like a few days ago, 45 school superintendents and treasurers and board members went to Columbus and talked to 12 state representatives and 14 legislators in one day on your behalf, saying the same thing you said right up there. That's what makes a difference. There's a couple other teachable moments here that are really powerful, okay? You know, when those kids are showing, these young people are showing in the video that there are some kids that have never had an opportunity and never seen those kind of things. I want to thank Doug Hale for jumping on the bandwagon and doing this. Because sometimes, well, let's back it up and say this. In my 40 years as an administrator, I've learned a couple of things. One thing is this. Superintendents often find themselves on a hill. And they either take the hill or they lose the hill. And if they take the hill, they're the leader and they run the district. If they lose the hill, they up their resume and away they go. Right, guys? That's how it works. And I want to compliment Doug for taking the hill here and for doing it with these fine young people. Here's a serendipity learning component that came out of that. Not only did Doug go deliver testimony with his people, Doug had their parents go. Is that correct? When was the last time your parents went to the Capitol building?
Never.
Exactly. They got a chance to see it firsthand. They saw a leader, they saw leadership, they heard what we really call democracy. Now, we can complain and there's a lot of stuff, we got the best democracy money can buy. You all understand that part, okay? But I challenge you as superintendents to think about what they did and how they did it. They researched, they made their voice heard, they got in front of people. And that's made change. I don't know how, actually, you should sit down, we should stand up. Thank you very much for listening.
Hey, I always like to say, I'm a 1998 graduate of Chesapeake High School. I'm a proud man. Thank you, Mr. Hale, for the work you're doing for Knoxville. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Once again, let's